Okay, so not too much going on in sports right now, of course, with everything going on. Um, Kind of the big thing coming up here, just a few weeks, is the NFL draft. Um, and figured I'd make a video specifically. There's controversy in some circles. Uh, should the draft even happen? Now, uh, I mean they've downscaled this thing big time since before all this it was going to be in Las Vegas. It was going to have thousands and thousands of fans there. It was going to be a big show. They've downsized it. First it was moving it out of Vegas. Then hey, it's not going to have fans at all. Then they're not going to have um, even the whole draft taking place in one place. They're going to have they changed it so it would be like everybody at their own team facilities. Like Vikings would be a TCO. Um, and then now they're not even going to have um, team facilities, and so it's basically going to be from everybody's house. So we'll get to see what everyone's house looks like. Just been kind of an interesting thing. Some of these, like the late night shows, and even some of the cable news shows, doing shows from their houses. It's been kind of an interesting experiment. I think there's actually been some improvement in some of the shows. I won't name names. Jimmy Fallon. But so yeah, as of now, it's draft is still on, and it's basically going to be they're still going to show it on TV and all that. I'm not sure how they're going to announce picks and all that, but we'll see. Um, but as far as the controversy goes, yeah, why wouldn't you still have it? I mean, how do I put it? Like, you know, as far as the NFL, they're the only ones really of the major sports that haven't had to really be affected in a major way in terms of games, obviously, with this whole thing. We'll see if, you know, they get to start their season on time and they have their full season. Kind of doubt it. I think, you know, there's going to be some effect. I mean, even now in on April, what is it, April 7th, I think, or 8th, it seems impossible that even, you know, 5 months from now, they're going to be playing, they would be playing, say, a football game in New York or even in LA or even in a couple other major cities for that matter. Um, but I mean, that could be worked out. But beyond that, it's just like as of now, they have to go on assuming that there's going to be a season and that is going to be a full season. So they can't just you can't just skip the draft. I mean, they're kind of they're kind of screwed in a couple other sports. Baseball has drastically altered their draft and how that's going to go. And I don't know what they're going to do with the NBA because normally the NBA draft is latter part of June, but they may not even have officially canceled the season by the end of June. Um, but as of now, NFL, as of now, has not canceled anything. They have, I mean, obviously, they haven't had to. They have to operate as if the season is going to go on as scheduled, as planned. Um, Now there's been talk of, well, the sensitivity of it. Like, how can you have this take place during, you know, um, in the latter part of April when theoretically that could be like peak time for people dying. And I mean, like they could delay it then, but I mean, like things are still going on. Like even with people dying by the thousands every day now, you're still, you know, things are still going on in the world. Like you gotta. I mean, maybe I'm just blinded by my own sports fandom here, and I'm like, you can't not have a draft. Come on. But I don't see it as I like if someone's got a friend or family member who's got the virus and they're dying at the time of the draft. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to care if the draft is going or not. I don't think that's going to make one fucking bit of difference. Um, it's not. I mean, the draft is not going to be, you know, it's not going to have a lot of pomp and this, it's not going to be a big display. It's going to be a very low key thing, and so I don't think it's like an insensitivity thing. Um, it's not like playing games. This can all be done. I kind of am curious to see how the draft goes. I think this could actually improve like the quality of the draft as a presentation, because I hate watching the draft. Like I used to like the draft when they used to actually follow the picks. They don't even follow the damn picks anymore. It's just be like, hey, here are the last 10 picks that you missed because we were interviewing someone who had no relation to anything. This is going to be the only show in town, and I think it'll be just fine as a presentation. I mean, I don't know exactly how they're going to do it, but like I think it'll be just fine. I think taking this and making it a little more low key isn't a bad thing. I mean, hell, they used to do it in they used to do it like an auto showroom or some shit like that back in the day, where it was just give a name, gets announced, there's nobody even there to applaud, so you just move on. This is kind of an appealing thing to me. And you've got certain teams now whining like, oh, this has screwed up all our draft plans. It's for the best, because you think of all the stuff that goes into a draft, from the not just Sky, but then the whatever the hell that thing is. I'm losing my train of thought here with the thing that they do in Indy, the combine. There you go. The combine is useless, but it's like all this useless shit that's used for evaluating draft picks. I'm curious to see how a draft goes when they did have the combine, of course. That was just a few weeks before all hell broke loose, but it's like you don't need this level of analysis on draft picks. You evaluate them based on how they play. You don't need to have 50 visits. I don't know if they still do the Wonderlic. Remember that shit? But you don't need that. You can figure out who's going to be a good NFL player. And of course, they do all this stuff, and then they still blow the picks a lot of the times, because you just don't know. So I don't think it's going to make a big difference as far as I don't think any team out there is going to have their draft ruined because of this. Now, it'll be used as an excuse. You can bet $1 million on that any team that has a bad draft or blows a first round pick, they're going to say, well, it was because of the virus, and we didn't get to do this and this and this. Shut up. But yeah, so I don't think it's going to hurt the draft. I don't think it's a problem that they're having the draft. I think WNBA draft is still taking place here in a couple weeks. And obviously that's much more of a low profile thing, but it's like these aren't games. They don't require travel. They don't require a lot of this other stuff. They should be very simple to pull off and not put people's health at risk and shit like that. So I think they'll be fine. I think the draft will go off as planned. I don't think they're gonna delay it. No matter what happens, like in New York and stuff in the next couple weeks. But and I don't think that's a problem. Like, we can have the draft. Hopefully, we'll have a season to follow the draft, but we don't know that. But they have to operate as if there will be a season. You can't just skip the draft. I mean, there's not. And then there's, beyond that, it's like you're not going to have rookie mini camps. You're not going to have OTs. You're not going to have all this other stuff. That's going to have an effect. I think that's going to have much more of an effect than did we get to have our, you know, fifth follow-up interview with the would-be draftee? Um, but yeah, I don't think it's a problem. We got bigger problems in the world right now and in this country than whether or not a draft should happen. I ain't gonna make those kind of videos because I don't want that kind of people finding me. Um, but yeah, we'll have the draft. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It's not insensitive. I don't think people are gonna give a shit if they got personal tragedies going on. I don't think they're gonna care one bit or another. You know, whether a draft is happening, and it might be a little bit of a distraction for people. So, thus concludes my video.